Olusegun Obasanjo. From a humble start in a farming community in Ogun State to leading Nigeria through critical chapters of its history, Olusegun Obasanjo has lived a remarkable life. Known for his roles as a military leader, statesman, and president, his journey reflects resilience and dedication to nation-building. With a net worth reportedly reaching $1.6 billion in 2025, his influence extends beyond politics into economic and social development. This introduction offers a glimpse into his early life, family, achievements, lifestyle, and wealth, setting the stage for an in-depth look at one of Nigeria's most prominent figures. Early life and education. Olusegun Obasanjo's journey started with modest beginnings, yet his determination and quest for knowledge shaped him into one of Nigeria's most prominent leaders. To truly understand his remarkable rise, it's essential to explore where he came from and the foundation that set the stage for his life of service. Humble beginnings in Abeokuta. Born on March 5, 1937, in the rural village of Ibagan Oleagun, near Abeokuta in Ogun State, Obasanjo grew up in a farming family. His parents, of the O lineage of the Yoruba ethnic group, instilled in him the importance of hard work, discipline, and community. The family lived modestly, relying on agriculture for their livelihood, an experience that left a lasting impression on Obasanjo. Life on the farm wasn't easy, but it taught him resilience. From an early age, Obasanjo helped with planting and harvesting, often waking before sunrise to work in the fields. This connection to the land and understanding of rural life later shaped his perspectives on governance, particularly his advocacy for agricultural development in Nigeria. It also built the foundation for his practical approach to problem-solving, a trait that defined his leadership style. A deeply rooted sense of responsibility set the tone for his later years. Even as a child, Obasanjo displayed a sharp mind and a natural curiosity, traits that were noticed by members of his community who encouraged him to pursue education. Educational foundations. Obasanjo attended Baptist Boys High School in Abeokuta from 1952 to 1956, one of the premier schools in the region. Despite limited resources, he excelled academically, showcasing an aptitude for leadership and a disciplined mindset. The school not only offered him formal education but also further instilled values of integrity, perseverance, and service to others. However, his journey wasn't without obstacles. Financial constraints meant that higher education was out of reach immediately after his secondary schooling. Undeterred, Obasanjo worked briefly as a teacher, saving up to pursue broader ambitions. In 1958, a turning point came when he enlisted in the Nigerian army. His military training began at the Regular Officers Special Training School in Ghana and continued at prestigious institutions worldwide, including Mons Officers Cadet School in the UK and the Indian Defence Services Staff College. This rigorous training equipped him with the discipline, strategic thinking, and leadership skills he would later use in both military and civilian roles. Military career and political ascendancy. Olusegun Obasanjo's rise from a rural farming community to becoming one of Nigeria's most influential figures is deeply connected to his military and political achievements. His career in the Nigerian army not only solidified his legacy as a respected leader but also made him an instrumental figure in shaping modern Nigeria. Let's explore the key milestones in his military service and his transition to becoming the nation's head of state. Key roles in the Nigerian army. Few military careers in Nigeria have been as distinguished as Olusegun Obasanjo's. Enlisting in 1958, Obasanjo rose through the ranks to become a general, consistently demonstrating exceptional leadership and strategic acumen. Peacekeeping missions. As a young officer, Obasanjo played a vital role in global peacekeeping efforts. One of his prominent early assignments was his participation in the United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Congo in the early 1960s, where he earned recognition for his diligence and command capabilities. This experience laid the groundwork for his international reputation as a leader committed to stability. Nigerian Civil War. Obasanjo's role during the Nigerian Civil War marked a turning point in his military career. As the commander of the 3rd Marine Commando Division, he spearheaded Operation Tailwind, which led to the surrender of the Biafran forces in 1970. His strategy and diplomacy helped end one of the most complex and devastating conflicts in Nigerian history, cementing his status as a war hero. Other accomplishments. Beyond his battlefield achievements, Obasanjo held various strategic positions within the army, including Chief Army Engineer and later as the General Officer commanding of major divisions. These roles allowed him to shape the development of the Nigerian military, influencing operational efficiency and infrastructure improvements. Becoming head of state. The transition from military service to head of state came under extraordinary circumstances. In 1976, a coup dramatically altered Nigeria's leadership. Following the assassination of General Murtala Muhammad, Obasanjo was appointed as Nigeria's head of state. His reputation for pragmatism, discipline, and focus made him the natural choice to lead during this volatile period. Accepting the responsibility, Obasanjo vowed to steer the nation towards stability and reform. Economic reforms and infrastructure. During his tenure from 1976 to 1979, Obasanjo introduced several transformative policies to revive Nigeria's economy. His administration focused on ramping up agriculture with the introduction of the Operation Feed the Nation initiative, aimed at achieving self-sufficiency in food production. At the same time, he established the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation in 1977 to better manage the country's growing status as an oil-producing giant. Commitment to civilian rule. Obasanjo cemented his legacy by overseeing Nigeria's return to civilian governance. In 1979, he organized the country's first democratic elections and handed power over to Shehu Shagari, becoming the first African military head of state to voluntarily step down for a civilian government, a move that many saw as unprecedented and deeply significant for Nigeria's democracy. Pan-African leadership. Beyond domestic reforms, Obasanjo actively supported anti-apartheid movements in southern Africa and worked to embolden Africa's role on the global stage. He sought collaborations with neighboring nations to resist political oppression, emphasizing Nigeria's leadership role within the continent. Presidency and legacy. Olusegun Obasanjo's presidency was transformative for Nigeria and the broader African continent. Known for extensive reforms and his steadfast leadership, his legacy reflects his dedication to economic stabilization, reducing national debt, and fostering African unity. Below, we explore some of his groundbreaking accomplishments. Economic and political reforms. Obasanjo took office at a time when Nigeria faced profound economic challenges, including massive debt and underperforming sectors. His administration initiated a series of reforms that not only revived the economy but also established frameworks for sustained growth. Debt reduction success. One of Obasanjo's most notable achievements was securing a historic debt relief agreement with the Paris Club in 2005. Under this arrangement, Nigeria paid $12 billion, leading to the cancellation of $18 billion in external debt. This deal reduced the country's external debt burden from around $30 billion to approximately $5 billion, lowering the debt-to-GDP ratio from 66.13% in 2002 to just above 11% by 2007. This marked a significant turnaround for Nigeria, freeing resources for development and social investments. Privatization and sectoral reforms. Obasanjo championed privatization as a strategy to boost efficiency and attract foreign investment. Key transformations occurred in vital sectors, such as telecommunications and power. The passage of the Nigerian Communications Act in 2003 spurred competition and broke the monopoly of Nitel. By the end of his administration, mobile phone subscribers grew from 200,000 to millions, setting the foundation for Nigeria's current ICT boom. Additionally, the National Integrated Power Project was initiated in 2004 to tackle issues in power generation, though subsequent administrations faced hurdles implementing its full vision. Monetary policy and fiscal discipline. His administration's reform policies, such as the monetization of public service housing and vehicles, reduced government spending. Moreover, foreign direct investments surged from $1 billion in 1999 to $6.04 billion by 2007, a testament to increased global confidence in Nigeria's economy under his leadership. Impact on employment and inflation. These reforms positively impacted the domestic economy. The unemployment rate dropped from 8.2% to 5.3%, and inflation was successfully curtailed, falling from 6.6% to 5.4%. Role in African unity. Beyond his contributions to Nigeria, Obasanjo was a firm believer in Pan-Africanism and worked to strengthen ties between African nations. His leadership significantly shaped the African Union and other regional initiatives. Key role in the African Union. Obasanjo played a crucial role in the formation and institutional strengthening of the African Union, which replaced the Organization of African Unity in 2002. Serving as the chairman of the AU from 2004 to 2006, he championed initiatives aimed at fostering political stability, democracy, and economic integration across Africa. Advocate of Pan-African economic ties, as part of his broader vision, Obasanjo regularly emphasized the need for African nations to collaborate on economic matters. He was an early supporter of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, foreseeing its potential to strengthen economic independence and move the continent beyond reliance on foreign powers. By pooling resources and removing trade barriers, he believed African economies could unite to achieve greater prosperity. Dedication to Africa's farmers and food security. In late 2024, Obasanjo was named the honorary president of the Pan-African Farmers Organization. In this role, he has been a vocal advocate for improving the livelihoods of African farmers and addressing food security challenges. This builds on his long-standing commitment to agricultural development, a sector close to his heart since his upbringing in rural Ogun State. Mediator in regional conflicts. Even after leaving office, Obasanjo continued to support African unity by serving as a mediator in conflicts, particularly in the Horn of Africa. Appointed as a High Representative by the AU, he facilitated peace talks and promoted negotiation efforts, earning global respect for his diplomatic capabilities. Family and personal lifestyle. Olusegun Obasanjo's life goes beyond politics and public service, offering a compelling look into his family structure and personal lifestyle. His relationships, values, and interests highlight the more personal side of this iconic statesman, reflecting his multifaceted personality and cultural roots. Polygamous lifestyle and family. Olusegun Obasanjo's family life has followed a distinct path influenced by traditional Yoruba values and customs. As is common in many Nigerian cultures, Obasanjo has lived a polygamous lifestyle, marrying multiple wives over the decades. His first marriage to Olorunmi Akinlon took place in 1963 in London, where she bore him his oldest children. This early chapter of his marital life laid the foundation for a growing family. Obasanjo later married both Stella Abebe, who tragically passed away in 2005, and several other women in traditional Yoruba ceremonies. Reports suggest he fathered numerous children across his marriages, fostering a sprawling family network. Polygamy in Obasanjo's life has brought both challenges and responsibilities. Navigating familial relationships in such a structure can be complex and often involves balancing the emotional and financial needs of multiple wives and their children. However, Obasanjo's upbringing in a close-knit family shaped his belief in strong household leadership. As a father, he has stressed the importance of education and moral values, echoing the lessons instilled by his own parents during his rural upbringing in Abeokuta. Hobbies and personal interests. Outside politics and public service, Obasanjo has maintained a rich personal life defined by deep interests and hobbies. Chief among these is his lifelong passion for agriculture. Raised in a farming community, Obasanjo's connection to the land has remained strong throughout his life. His farm in Oda, Ogun State, is one of Nigeria's prominent agricultural ventures, known for its large-scale poultry operations. At one point, his farm reportedly hatched over 140,000 chicks weekly, cementing his reputation as both a statesman and a successful farmer. Writing is another activity where Obasanjo thrives. He is an accomplished author, publishing several books and essays addressing governance, African development, and even reflections on his time in leadership. His memoirs and political treatises continue to shape conversations around democracy and leadership in Africa. Writing serves not only as a creative outlet but also as a platform for shaping public discourse, allowing him to offer insights on Nigeria's trajectory in global African policy. Post-presidency, Obasanjo has embraced mediation and diplomacy on the global stage. Often called upon to resolve international disputes, he has mediated in conflicts in regions like Ethiopia and Sudan. This role as a peacemaker aligns with his commitment to fostering unity and cooperation, values instilled during his youth. Beyond work, Obasanjo values fitness and wellness. At over 80 years old, he engages in regular physical exercises and advocates for healthy living, a testament to his discipline and active approach to life. His ability to remain energetic and focused has inspired many Nigerians, proving that age is no barrier to making meaningful contributions. In his personal time, Obasanjo maintains a strong social life, interacting with local leaders, family members, and former colleagues. Whether seen attending cultural events or engaging with rural farming communities, he blends humility with leadership, staying rooted in the values of service and community upliftment. Net worth and assets. Olusegun Obasanjo, a former Nigerian president and influential figure in African politics, is not just known for his leadership but also his remarkable financial standing. With an estimated net worth of $1.6 billion as of 2025, he is one of the wealthiest leaders on the continent. His wealth has grown through diverse endeavors, including political service, business ventures, and strategic investments. Below, we break down his sources of wealth and notable assets. Sources of wealth. Olusegun Obasanjo's wealth has been accumulated through various channels, reflecting a blend of his political career, business acumen, and wise investments. Here's a closer look at the key components. Political earnings. As a two-term president and former military leader, Obasanjo earned significant salaries and allowances during his political career. While these earnings constitute a portion of his financial profile, they pale compared to his larger sources of wealth. Agriculture. One cornerstone of Obasanjo's financial success has been his passion for agriculture. His farm in Oda, Ogun State, is one of the most successful in Nigeria. The Obasanjo Farms Nigeria Limited focuses on large-scale poultry farming, producing over 140,000 chicks weekly at its peak. The farm has also diversified into other agricultural products, contributing significantly to his income. Real estate investments. Obasanjo has strategically invested in real estate, purchasing land in prime locations like Lagos as far back as 40 years ago. For instance, his holdings in Sangatito, spanning Ibiju Lekki and Idiosa local government areas, showcase his keen eye for appreciating assets. As of 2025, real estate in this area has skyrocketed in value, reportedly producing billions of naira for Obasanjo and potential equity appreciation. Public speaking and consulting. Over the years, Obasanjo has become a sought-after speaker and advisor on governance, leadership, and Pan-African development. His appearances at international conferences and his role as a mediator in conflicts like those in Ethiopia and Sudan bring in additional income through honorariums. Authorship. As an accomplished writer, Obasanjo's memoirs, essays, and books generate royalties and sales income. Titles such as My Watch and Nnamdi Azikiwe and his vision of modern Africa contribute to his intellectual and financial wealth. His publications have a dedicated readership within and beyond Nigeria. Assets and properties. Obasanjo's wealth is reflected in his impressive assets, ranging from real estate to luxurious properties. Let's take a closer look at some of his most notable possessions. The Hilltop Mansion, Abeokuta, arguably his most recognized property. This sprawling mansion sits atop a hill in Abeokuta, Ogun State. A symbol of his stature, the property is equipped with state-of-the-art amenities and serves as both a residence and a venue for high-level meetings with dignitaries and leaders. Its panoramic views of Abeokuta make it a defining landmark in the city. Sangatito Real Estate Portfolio. In Lagos State, Obasanjo owns significant real estate holdings in Sangatito along the Monastery Road axis. Acquired decades ago, this land has multiplied in value due to its strategic location near high-end developments like Emperor Estates and Novare Mall. With land prices in the area ranging from 15 million per plot, Obasanjo's holdings here exemplify the power of long-term real estate investment. Oda Farm, Ogun State. Beyond its financial returns, Oda Farm is also a personal treasure for Obasanjo. The sprawling estate is a full agricultural enterprise, integrating poultry production, crop farming, and even educational initiatives for local farmers. The farm demonstrates Obasanjo's practical commitment to food security and rural development. International properties. While details are scarce, Obasanjo is reported to own properties abroad, mostly used for diplomatic visits and leisure. These investments reinforce his stature as a globally recognized leader. Vehicles and personal assets. As a former head of state, Obasanjo has access to an array of official and private vehicles, including high-end luxury brands. While not overtly flamboyant, his fleet is said to match his status, blending function with style. Olusegun Obasanjo's life encapsulates ambition, resilience, and transformative leadership. From his humble beginnings in Abeokuta to becoming a military hero, a trailblazing president, and an inspiring Pan-Africanist, his contributions remain etched in Nigeria's history. His achievements, ranging from fostering economic reforms and debt relief to influencing African unity, are a testament to his dedication to progress. Even in his personal pursuits, from writing to agriculture, he embodies a steadfast commitment to growth and education. With a legacy that extends beyond politics into diplomacy and advocacy, Obasanjo continues to shape Africa's narrative